G-Man Boxing. Do you know what I mean? Every single live he donates. I see him on other lives donating. He's got the bag on it.
Alright people, Tyson Fury, Oleksandr Usyk. Quick video on this. So, with any updates we get on this, I like to talk about it because this, along with Spence Crawford, is the fight that I'm prioritising in boxing. I want to see undisputed. I want to see the best fight the best. And this fight right here, heavyweight undisputed. As many of you know, the heavyweight division is, and probably will always be, my favourite division. So for me, I want to see an undisputed champion in that division. Now, Frank Warren, a recent IFL interview he gave, it's given me a bit more hope that this fight may very well be done over the line sooner rather than later. We've been teased with undisputed before, obviously, with Joshua Fury. I mean, that really went, you know what, pretty quick. You know, with regards to everything. One day it was like, yes, we're getting it. And the next day it's like, no, you're not. But I think with this one, there's obviously no arbitration hearings hanging over that we know of. Hopefully not, anyway. Touch wood. I'm sure there isn't. Obviously, the mandatory situation with the WBA and with the IBF and with the WBO. Frank Warren has gone on to say that with regards to sanctioning bodies, that all four sanctioning bodies are on board. So there will be no issue with mandatories that could prevent Tyson Fury versus Oleksandr Usyk from being undisputed. Which is good to hear. Obviously, I wasn't so much worried about the WBA and the WBO. Well, the WBA one, Dubois is apparently injured, so that mandatory is going to get pushed back. The WBO, obviously Frank Warren is the promoter of Joe Joyce, and I'm sure for him, he would probably like just to get Joe Joyce out again, wait for the winner, have this big money fight, and then have Joyce face the winner, or potentially get elevated to full champion, because obviously Joyce is the interim champion, so realistically he could get a champion one way or another. If Fury fights Usyk, vacates Joyce champion, Fury can do what he wants, you know, that sort of way. So for Warren, it's not really in his interest that much to push for Joe Joyce. The only one I was kind of worried about was the IBF with Hrgovic. Would they push ahead with that? The IBF can be very much sticklers for the mandatories and stuff like that. So that's the one I was worried about. But according to this, seems like it's all good. And to quote Frank Warren here directly, he says, "I'm quite confident we can get it on, but it's got to be signed. We're moving in the right direction. We've got to get a contract. We have got a contract being issued." So it's appearing like this is in a good way. It's appearing like that contracts are pretty much there, getting issued, ready to go. Look, I'm hoping that there's no massive stumbling block in the way. I hope this can get over the line. I really don't care where it is, to be honest with you. Whether it's in the UK, US, I suspect it's probably going to be in the Middle East. They're probably going to put up the most money at the end of the day. Both guys, for sure, are going to want to get paid well. So I suspect that in the Middle East, and I don't really mind it at the end of the day. You know, if you think about it like this, it's the heavyweight championship of the world, the undisputed. World really is, you know, it's universal. So like, if you're a heavyweight champion, but you only fight in America, or you only fight in the UK, at least take it on the road. I like the fact that some of these big fights are going to different parts of the world. You know, because it's always the same mode. It's always either America or the UK. I've said this before. Don King, terrible man, horrible man, despicable human being. But he put on some of the bigger fights. Ali Frazier 3, Manila in the Philippines. George Foreman versus Ali, Rumble in the Jungle. Kinshasa, Zaire. You know, Foreman versus Norton, that was in Caracas, Venezuela. Foreman versus Frazier 1, that was in Kingston, Jamaica. You see what I mean? So he was taking them all on the road. I kind of like that for the big fights. Obviously, you know, for the grassroots and the kind of up-and-comers, domestic level, fringe world level, I still like seeing them, you know, in the UK and the US. But when it comes to the big ones, it's nice, it's different seeing it in this part of the world as opposed to what we're used to seeing. So I don't really mind it being in the Middle East, truth be told. That's probably where it's going to be. All I care about is that we get this fight over the line. The dates they're talking about is early March, so I would say likely the 4th of March. You know, we're starting to see the Matchroom schedule take place now. I was kind of a bit worried that the Matchroom schedule would clash with a few of these shows. You know, there was talk of Lee Wood versus Mauricio Lara happening at the end of January. Thankfully, that fight looks like it's going to happen still, but the date I'm hearing is February 18th, which is brilliant because it means that way it's not that I know of, it's not going to be clashing with anything. Some people were saying that, well, the 4th of March, you could be clashing with Taylor versus Catterall. It potentially could, but I suspect if it was a case, they'd probably just move the Taylor Catterall fight back further because, no disrespect to either guy, but they ain't going to break even close to even if they go up against that. They probably move that. If that fight's not been formally announced, maybe they'll reschedule it for a later date in March. Or potentially, you know, we're here in early March, you know, potentially the week after, you know, I think it will be the 11th of March. That's still theoretically early March. So we'll wait and see what dates we're looking at, but I'm liking what I'm hearing. Hopefully it's a good news and we get this fight over the line, because I was saying to one of my mates, it's like, it's been years. It's been years and years and years brewing. Since Vitaly Klitschko retired, which was 2013, it's just been since then, almost a decade of just, it's been brewing, it's been simmering. We've been this close to undisputed a few times. Well, I think now we're as close as we're ever going to get. And I don't want to say it, but I think if we don't get it now, it could be a long time before we do get it. And I say that not wishing that. I hope to God that I'm wrong and that I think we're going to get this fight, but I hope to God that doesn't happen and we get undisputed in 2023. What happens after, more often than not, unless you're a Canelo Alvarez, if you're undisputed, more often than not, the sanctioned bodies, look at Josh Taylor, they'll slap some mandatories on you, so you'd be lucky to hold on to that title for any prolonged period of time. But the fact that we could just have it, we've never had one in the 4-belt era. It's been 23 years since Lennox Lewis beat Holyfield in the rematch to become undisputed. We've not had a champion since then. And I think realistically this is the closest we're going to get. I really hope, because it doesn't seem to stumble blocks in the way. Yes, there's mandatories, but we'll worry about them after the fact. Right now it looks like it's all good, and it could only be one fighter not wanting to go through with it. Whether it be Fury or whether it be Usyk. That appears to be the only issue. Now, that might not be an issue, but I think that's the only thing that could stop this fight. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully both fighters are happy and we get this fight over the line. I've said it once, I'll say it again. Undisputed is my priority. Not just at heavyweight, in every division. You know, it's nice to see it. You know, recently in bantamweight, we've had undisputed with Naoya Inoue. He's going to go and move up to super bantamweight now, and, you know, hopefully we'll get it at welterweight. I'd love to get it at light heavyweight, but neither Bob Arum nor Eddie Hearn has been really mentioning the possibility of Bivol versus Beterbiev, so I'm not going to hold my breath on that one, but you never know. Strange things have happened. Let me know in the comments below. Still can't shake this goddamn cough. But let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are. Do you think at this stage we are near getting undisputed? Fury, Usyk. Let me know in the comments. Hope you enjoyed it, people. Smash the like button. And of course, as always, if there's any more news with regards to this fight, if there's any more change, announcements, etc., you know your boy always has recording equipment with him. No matter where he is in the world, I've always got a stand and an iPhone and a mic ready. So I'll always be talking and bringing you the news. For now, smash the like button. I'll talk to you people. Peace.